WIMN. Yo, I got a phone call. My God, you want to okay? I said, hold up. Yo, Big Dick, you trying to get money here? WIMN, Taylor Soul, Saturday, y'all.
Girl meets boy on Thursday night. Boy was high, girl fly like kite. They hold hands until next day. Boy then let's go hit his way. Boy rolls blunt back to his boys. Erection brings bad boy joys. Boy thinks of that big fat back. Big black fat, love big black fat. Girl calls boy to stand him up on Saturday. Saturday, it's a Saturday, it's a Saturday, it's a Saturday. Saturday, it's a Saturday, Saturday, it's a Saturday.
Back once more with the wallop in the score. Spice about a riff shit to make you rock your hip. Revival of the roller boogie and the ricochet to make you think about the time we spoke fun instead of fight. But diving from a piece of metal should have slip your butt to the fix of this mix. Toss that briefcase, it's time to let loose. Cause you work like heck to get the weekend check. So unfasten that sleeper on your neck. Connected like a vibe from the wheel to the foot. Come on everybody, get the funky output.
5 days you work, 1 whole day to play. Come on everybody, wear your roller skates today. It's Saturday, 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 it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday,
Now as you pump your fists, I reminisce to a bounce rock skate roll fest to impress. Hey pretty diamond, do you like the way I'm dressed? Cool, keep the faith and be my mate, cause all we need is feet. But promote the hustle cause it keeps me thin. No need to talk, Luke just walked in.
Is there a gun on stage?
Yes, man.
So kick the wham on this jam.
Oh, Mr. Sprinkler, Mr. Sprinkler. Wet me for one, Mr. Sprinkler. I'm heating high five and a day's no split. With the yawn, I trip to the dawn. Out comes the bodies following the one idea. It's clear, rattle to the roll. Hold back up the track, grab your roller skates, y'all. And let's zip on by. Zippity doo, now let's zip on by. Feet on the weed and we're feeling high. Sun is on thick and the cheese is rolling thick. Come on, it's no time to hide. Season is twist, spinning and winning. No hack and sack, let me in. Spill on the bottom of wave, but it's okay. It's a Saturday. Now let's all get baked like Anita.
Watch Mr. Lawn, don't look at the Peter.
Feel on the farm, I'll feel on the.
Hey, watch that.
It's a Saturday.
Now is the time to act the fool tonight. Forget about your worries and you will be alright. It's Saturday, 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 it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday, Saturday, it's Saturday,
Hello, hello. Welcome to my so-called life. My name is William, and I know it's not Saturday, but I just love that song. As you can tell, my internet is acting up, so I have my extra cam in here. You know what's really funny? This is going to be, my so-called closet is going to be called the Thirsty Cam, because, you know, you show your leg one time on the internet, and all of a sudden that that particular live stream gets 1 million views. So we're going to call that the Thirsty Cam. I hope everyone's doing well. It is Monday night. I may or may not be going too long. So it's always good to show up early here in the House of Sewing, because if you come in late, you will get blocked. Remember that. Because here in the House of Sewing, this program is for entertainment purposes only, and its content is not intended to malign any religion, lack thereof, race, gender, company, individual, or wigs. All opinions expressed by my so called life and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the opinions of every single human being on planet Earth. And if you're having a bad day, if you need an Activia, we have exits on both sides. That's on the izquierda and derecha. I hope everybody has a good evening. Fly my so called life airlines. So I had all kinds of plans, but I think what I'm gonna do is start on what I was gonna sew. Let me switch my angle. Do you know I don't want to kick that camera out. Part of me wants to kick that camera out, but the second I do, I guarantee you my Wi-Fi is gonna kick out. But besides that, I hope everybody's having a good day. Today has been yet another crazy day here in the House of Sewing. But let me start setting up. Awesome, awesome. Do you know what's really funny? This part of the day is kind of my wind down because I've been driving around. It's been nothing but chaos out there. And then I come and I stream and I'm like, ah. Awesome, awesome. So I went to Walmart. I did. Go to school, work hard. You can have a crazy shopping habit like me. But I went to Walmart and I bought a bunch of oopsies, and I have all kinds of crazy plans, but I may or may not just make something crazy out of my oopsies. We'll see how it goes. But I need to make some room in here. Oh. Oh. Perfect. Oh, beautiful. As I schlep in this giant table. Oh. Whoa, how's it going, trees? How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. Same old madness, just a Monday night. Hope everything's well. Awesome, awesome. I'm laughing at a ridiculous poster I bought today. The weather is definitely getting hot here in Southern California, so it's going to be definitely suns out, guns out kind of summer. I'm out at the cabin in the woods, and then I'm a caretaker of awesome. When I lived in Oregon, some of the most peaceful times I had in my life were just wandering through the woods. Kind of miss that. Do you know what's really funny? Like, I go back and forth between city life and country life. Like, I have this. Oh, as my mic follows me, because I've lived both. The only thing that I could think of is a long time ago, I had a good friend who moved to Alaska, and I remember I saw him at a dispensary. I was like, "What are you doing back in California?" And he told me a story about how he broke his leg and he almost died because he had to drive himself to the hospital that was like 45 minutes away. He crashed his truck twice. And he told me, he's like, you know what? There's power in numbers. So there's something to be said about both sides. I kind of crave that country living to not be around people, but there's a give and take. I'm also addicted to Chinese food, so I need to live somewhere where I could drive and get some Chinese food. But I went a little crazy with the Walmart oopsies for anyone who watches this in the future that actually cares about sewing. And so I'm going to continue on my path of insanity and continue to make pants with these. Oh. I'm hoping my pants are long enough, but I'm not that tall, so. Hey Ty, how's it going? How's it going? Hello, hello. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Yeah, hello, hello, Dixie. Great to see you. Great to see you. Hello, Kawaii Bree. Hello, hello. Great to see everybody. Take it home podcast. Great to see everybody. I see everybody pouring in from critically drinking. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the House of Sewing. And Dose, if you're watching, we're actually going to sew this evening. I hope everybody's doing well. It is nothing but insanity here in the House of Sewing. Let me see. Where did I start with my my son is 14 years old and he's my height. He's not my size. I still outweigh him by 50 pounds, but it makes me laugh. When he was younger, everybody would be like, oh, this sweet boy, when I'd push him around, or when he would when he was a little guy. I miss those days. When we go to the grocery store now, when we're walking around, hey, how's it going? How's it going? Let's go sewing. But it's funny now. My son's wearing a Raiders hat. He's got a big giant fro. It makes me laugh how we went from that to now people we look like Raiders fans. It makes me laugh. We were shopping today. I turned the corner and this lady was it just made me laugh. My son, he's not so young anymore. You missed the disclaimer, Dose. And you see, I called you out already. I was like, Dose, we're sewing. We are sewing here in the House of Sewing. How out of pocket am I allowed to be in this chat? Go to town. Just go to town. Just don't offend people so much that they go looking for you, Greg. That's all. But those are rules in life. Have fun, enjoy yourself. I want to make some crazy pants. I go through phases. Let's be real. In the beginning of this year, I watched, actually last year, from the pandemic on, I went through this crazy phase where I obsessively watched Desmond's Barbershop. It's a show that used to be on television back in the day, but when I watch television, I get stuck on the style and what people are wearing. And I started making 1990 styles hoodies and jackets because I was watching nothing but people wearing long coats. And, it was the 90s. So all the youngsters were wearing hoodies and cross colors. So I have fallen back into another phase. We will see a pocket for you. We will sew a pocket for you. Absolutely, Greg. And we will sew a pocket for you here in the House of Sewing. Appreciate y'all. And I just want to say for the record, while we're all gathered here, Erykah Badu gives me PTSD. I've lived a life. I've had experiences. And I didn't know that Erykah Badu was going to send me over the edge. I literally was like, and I was there. It put me in a time machine and brought me back to 1990. I'm not going to mention the year. So that's my one and only apology. You standing up is freaking me out in a horny way. I knew you swung that way. I knew, I'm not going to start the show off this way. Woo, not my girl, Eric. You know what? I love Erykah Badu. I do. And where's the hat? She inspired this hat. It came out more Jamiroquai. But again, sitting in the house during the pandemic, I was bored. Erykah Badu inspired this giant hat. This makes me look like more like old school Undertaker, actually. Never let a girl play a Badu tie you up. That's on you. You know what it is? I think it's the era. It's the era. I was super emo back then. I was a kid. And so, memory respawned. It's all good though. There is nothing. Life is a beautiful teacher. Love is an even better teacher. When you're sitting in the car crying, you won't repeat that mistake. I guarantee you. Erica Badu or Pharrell Williams, yeesh. Work that. I love a big hat. I don't know what it is. I have big hat issues, but I love let me grab my phone. I am a professional YouTuber. Really, I have the well, it's called my so-called closet, but that's my sexy cam apparently. That's the camera that told on me that I don't pay attention to things. But the second I turned on the stream, Spectrum started acting up. And you know what? I don't even know if it's between Spectrum or StreamYards at this point. And now I just got Badu stuck in my head. Hey, if anybody wants to hop in, let me know. I'm not doing anything too special. Was the strange worth it? It's always worth it. Always. What's the stripe pattern behind you? You making jail suits for stooges? Do you know what's so funny that you say that? I couldn't decide what these stripes are. It's a really weird, like lavender off green. If there is such a thing, and I know lavender is not green, but this is like a really weird off green. Look, I have issues. I have fabric buying issues. I love making stuff and I can't stop buying fabrics. And when I go to Walmart, I started buying their oopsies. These are basically just 2-3 yard cut fabric pieces because the people at the counter are either non-existent or they're semi-incompetent. And that's not an indictment on Walmart. That's an indictment on the system. Oh. He's making a back in the black and blue flag. I'm gonna make some pirate pants. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going full pirate pants. We're gonna call them hammer pants, but we're going full pirate. Oh, where is my compass? Where is my compass? Thank you, Ty. Thank you. They always charge you they always charge you the price for 1 yard. Walmart fabric is the shit. I'm one of those people, like a lot of people talk trash about Walmart. I will never front about being an American. I live in a place where there's 4 Walmarts in my town. I could go over the hill and there's 2 literally on other sides of the freeway. Much like Starbucks, Walmart owns Los Angeles County. The other day, Kilroy called me out for wearing Walmart gloves. I love my Walmart gloves because I trash them and I don't feel guilty for when they're completely done. I just throw them in the trash and move on with myself. Did I just defend Walmart? But it's an evil convenience, and Walmart has one of the best tracking systems in America because Safeway will buy, let's say, like 100,000 units. Walmart will buy 2 million units of something, so that's why they can afford to make things cheaper. Walmart is amazing. It's forever 21 for old dudes. Unfortunately, I'm old school. I miss the old hardware store. My pops and my grandfather, They smoked and they loved hanging out, and they would always go to the old school hardware store. They would hold court there. I miss that. We really don't have community like that anymore. But Walmart is a necessary evil. I can hear patriotic music playing while you're saying that. I try not to hype him up too much because yikes, 2001? No, 1990. Wow. I'm old. In 1999, 98, 99, I worked at a Walmart, and they don't have a union. Like, when you work there, they give you all these things up front because you're not going to get a union. There's nothing backing you up, and you are basically a wage slave to them. So Walmart, there's a reason why they can have low prices. I miss the solo hardware stores. I grew up in places like that. Like, I learned swear words. I learned like how to fix a car. I learned, like, honestly, I learned how to tear apart a carburetor in old school hardware stores like that. We have a local hardware stores. They charge like 3 times the price of the chains. Greg, it's so funny you would say that because we have like, it's an Osh, but there was a local hardware store where all the people came together and they started working at this Osh, but they charge 3 times more. So I'm trying to be loyal, but everything's more expensive. You pay like $2 a bolt. I miss Ames and Kmart. Sam would be proud of you, so I do know about Sam Walton and his dog Old Roy. What you know about Old Roy? I've grew up on properties where we had to buy large amounts of dog food for animals, and Old Roy will come through, man. This was 30 years ago, but Old Roy was a good price. Oh, all right. Let me get my ruler before I get too ahead of myself. Yay, Dixie! Hello, hello. I love Walmart delivery. It's dangerous. Do you know what's dangerous, Dixie? Is me just walking into Walmart. Like today, my son came up to me. He's like, hey, man, I need some deodorant and something else. And I was like, cool. When you're at your class, I'll go to Walmart. I told myself, like, I'm not going to get a cart. I'm not going to get a cart. I go to Walmart. I grab the deodorant. And then something told me, leave, William, right now. And I didn't. I started walking around, and I'm not kidding you. When I started grabbing the oopsies, people know I don't believe in much, but I turned around and there was an empty cart right there. So I did a little shopping at Walmart. I can't afford to heat my house. It's the Walmart life for me. No shame in it. I love Walmart, Greg. There's no shame in that. Oh, we have Menards. It's like Walmart of hardware stores. I've heard of that. Menards is amazing. It's so ghetto. Don't walk around. It's a trap. Seriously, Ty and Dixie, it is a trap. And Dixie, why are you not blue? We're gonna make you blue, Dixie. Add as a moderator. Yay! You should be blue, Dixie. I'm correcting that mistake right now. It's true though. Lately, they've been getting me with nostalgia. I bought Night Court the other day, and like, I came home and there's a mirror in my house as you walk in. I walked in my house. I was like, man, I'm so ashamed of you. I love old school television. Lately, I've bought Battlestar Galactica, Babylon 5, the original Battlestar Galactica, I should say, WKRP in Cincinnati. I'm aging myself, but these are the things I watched as a child. Walmart has stuck me for every single one of them because they're selling nostalgia, I had to stop myself. I'm too old to buy Saved by the Bell. I always jokingly say that I'm from Bayside and Lisa Turtle was my first girlfriend, but I don't know. That would be weird if I bought the entire series. Oh, good times. You need to eat some Taco Bell before going in so you don't have to take a shit and rush out. Do you know what's sad? The Walmart that I go, no, it has a Domino's in it. They got rid of that Taco Bell. Oh shit, Night Court was my show. Mine too, Greg. Mine too. And the funny thing is, going back as an adult, I finally get all their jokes now. And she's not here right now, but Joy, a friend of the My So-Called Life channel, told me not to watch the Night Court remake, and I did, and it was terrible. I should have listened to Joy. Hashtag should have listened to Joy. And that was a while ago she told me not to watch it, but it was terrible. I weave in and out of aisles. See, it's different. Like when I'm with my son, I'm like a hockey goalie. I'm like, no, you don't need that. Blah, blah, blah. But when I'm by myself, I'm like, I need 3 of these. 4. No, I'm kidding. My kid is way more healthy than I am. He's actually the one giving me speeches about the things I eat. Do you know, I think it's because of the internet, and I appreciate it. My son is much more informed than my generation. So he's like, oh, this is bad for you and this and this. And I'm like, hey, man, if it's leaded, put it in the cart. All right, that's perfect. So for anyone wondering, I'm kind of doing semi-piratey sewing. I am measuring, but I've done this so many times that it's like second nature after a while. But I'm using an old pair of jeans as my template for my pants, and I'm gonna make some crazy pants. And thank you, Dose, for pointing out that these are old school jail stripes. I'm such a compulsive person. I saw that. I was like, ooh, it's on sale. Yay. Hello, butterfly. Hello, hello. Great to see you. That instant intent. I grew up on Farmer 5. They're walking around with computers in their hands. Great to see you, butterfly. Awesome. We had to go to computer rooming class for real. Do you know what's really funny? I know this is going to be a crazy question because I kind of know the answer. Where you live, do they teach typing to kids? Because where I live, they just assume that all children know how to type. In my day, I'm aging myself again. We learned on typewriters and Apple IIes. Yes, for anyone wondering, I'm a dinosaur. What? I had no idea. Hey, GS, 3 more subs to 700. Seriously, I had no idea I would make it this far. I would like to thank everybody for the debauchery and sewing. I am here for nothing but madness and sewing, and I would like to thank everybody who has joined the fleet. My name is William. I'm an Aquarius. I like long walks on the beach. Oh, Float On was such a good song. Yay. That's beautiful. That is a beautiful, positive thing. Remember in the 90s when every fat person wore vertical stripes because they thought it was the ultimate fashion hack? Pride person, earth, intersex, pride. Ah. Thank you. I'm always pre-gaming, so I just have Rod Neo and Joe Cooley stuck in my head. There are certain songs. Which direction? Oh, yeah, okay. I wanted to go in this direction. Have to pay attention when you cut pants as crazy as I do. You know what's so funny? I am that crazy person that goes to the Walmart aisle, and if you ever go to an aisle and you're like, where did all the buckles go? Where did all these hinges go? I'm the guy who walks up and buys the entire row. And I don't feel bad. And in my town, I know when there's like certain delivery days. I know when You know, the grocery store is every Tuesday they re-up. Walmart is every late night Sunday. All right, so I'm going to straighten this up. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay, when I was in computer class, there was these super religious Pentecostal girls in my class. I unplugged their keyboard and plugged in. I typed, "This is Satan. I have your computer worth getting in trouble." I really enjoy this, so and keep it up. Thank you, Ty. Thank you. Thank you. I got to be careful. I have my third camera out. Do you know what's really funny? I grew up extremely hardcore Roman Catholic, and we used to do things like that. But I don't know, it was different because the church I grew up in was really informal. So we were heathens by every stretch of the imagination. So it was a little bit different. If you ever wondered why the Catholic kids smoked, is because we had fun at my church growing up. And I still ran away from it at full steam. Oh, let me catch up. Yay! Hello, Alibaba. Great to see you. Great to see you, Alibaba. And Mona, hello, hello. Great to see you. Yay! Are they free? Fuck yeah! They didn't understand technology. You know what though? I won't even lie. Like, there's a commercial with Katie Couric and Bryant Gumbel when they were like, "What's this thing called the internet?" I remember watching that show. Yay! Hello, hello, Mona. Great to see you. Definitely, Greg. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. What's being made? Oopsie pants. I haven't decided if I'm going to go full harem pants or yet, but I'm making oopsie pants. These are more of a linen material, so it's less stiff. Last time the material I was working with was like a step below pool furniture. That's the only way I can describe it. If you sit down in those old school pool chairs, it's like a step below because it's washable and it doesn't fade if you wash it. Yay! Hello, everybody. Great to see everybody. Yay! Great to see you. I was watching your stream earlier today, Mona, while at work. You would laugh if you saw a bunch of welders, pipe fitters, and like just general contractors just sitting around watching your show. It was hot today, so we were hanging out. I started out at Catholic school, but raised Pentecostal. The Catholic songs are etched in my brain. Do you know what's funny, Ty? Pick one. I could start singing any of them right now. I haven't been to church in a long time. Yay! Hello, everybody. Awesome. I'm feeling sort of, but on the thin side. It's something in that, Alibaba, you know me. I am not a thread expert. I'm like, I walk up to a field, I'm like, oh, I can sew that. I can sew that. All right. All right. So I'm going to trace this other side. These pants usually do not take that long, but I've been cleaning out my closet, going through everything. I have a million unfinished projects. I'm not kidding you. I have a pretty hardcore job. I do not get rid of jeans. If I get a rip in my jeans, I literally throw a patch. I just literally throw a patch in there. And I have about 3 or 4 jeans that I need to start patching. Fabric. It's consensual. It's consensual. It's waiting for me on the bolt. The fabric is literally calling me. It's like, William, you don't need us, but we would look great in your house. Are you kidding me? It's funny you would say that because I went to Walmart and the Joann's is going out of business. And I think they're going out of business across America. I could be wrong. I don't know about anywhere else, but in California, Joann's are slowly going out of business because they said a year ago Joann's was going, but mine's been it's been open for a long time. And I'm driving home. I'm driving back to my son's MMA class, and I'm not kidding you. Joann's is right in front of me. And I told myself, hey man, make a right. Don't go to Joann's. This is a big step in your life. So I didn't go to the fabric store today. And I was by myself too. Not even my kid is the kind of person who's like, dude, do you really need that? Oh, he's such a good kid. Yeah, hello. That one fabric fought back. I think that one fabric, the stiff shirt broke the second last serger. I'm gonna need to go to Serger Anonymous. Like I said, it's not the serger, it's me. I'm having the same problem with different devices, and I don't know who needs to hear this, but when you have a habitual problem and you are the common denominator, it's you. So I'm the problem with my serger. I need to go to serger school. That might be one of my videos. I'm gonna fly Pam back to California just so she can yell at me and teach me how to thread a serger. Oh, they are in bankruptcy. Okay, so they are reconstructing in bankruptcy. Interesting. Because they have these outrageous sales. They have these just outrageous sales. But the problem is, okay, you have a sale. Let's say I used to spend $100 on average every time I walked in, and I would get a certain amount of yards. Now I get triple that amount and I pay more because I'm buying, I want this and this and this, and it's on sale, but I end up paying more money. They're closed from all over here. Oh, on the East Coast. Interesting. Hey, that's my move. It's interesting because like in LA, Kmart stayed open forever. Kmart, I was so shocked. In my hometown, I was gone for 11 years. I came back and Kmart was still open. Kmart was closed all across the country. They still had a food court in that and everything. So if a business is thriving in a neighborhood, I'm sure they keep it open as long as they can. Except for the dollar store. You want to see the true sign of a sad man? I didn't know how much I went to the dollar store until they closed it. And the sad thing is, there's a donut shop in a Subway. My son loves Subway. I hate Subway, but I love my son, so he can eat it. I don't care. I go to the donut shop. But when we're driving home, we're both these two sad guys looking at the empty dollar store like, oh man, I miss that place. Are you making Beetlejuice hammer pants? Yes. Mona just named my pants. I like it. I actually knew somebody that played Beetlejuice at Universal Studios. He was a legend of a human being. Dollar and quarter store. They upped the price around here. But Dollar Tree is pooping. It's popping over here. I wanted to cry when they got rid of the 99-cent store. And you know what's so funny, Ty? I walked into a dollar because there's a Dollar Tree. They replaced the hometown buffet. So I was mad because they replaced hometown buffet. But I walked into the Dollar Tree. It was all right. It was okay. Dollar General owns like half of Indiana. How are they closed? I like that, Mona. I like that. I am making Beetlejuice hammer pants. Oh, Mona, that was a great idea. Subway yoga mat sandwiches closed. I can't stand Subway. It's because I worked at one when I dropped out of college. Stay in college, kids. And it's not about the dropping out part. It's I found what they put in their food. Got to be $2 tree by 2026. I was mad at the dollar store because they turned into the 99-cent store turned into the kind of 99-cent store. Then they changed their name to 99 cents and above. Oh, no. Not poop popping, damn. No, you know what it is? It's I'm not wearing my glasses because I front and pretend like I can see. And it's the whole Urkel and Stefan Urkel effect. And it's all in my head, but I do not wear I should be wearing my glasses. But it's all front. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Man, I am so mean to these rotary cutters. I am the definition of Donnie Don't. If you want to learn sewing, we can sit down and talk about it, but I do everything kind of piratey. I'm left-handed by nature, so when I'm using my right hand, I'm doing it just so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna go for the high end with the new store chain. Fiverr and up. I really don't like Fiverr and up. Dragon fruit pants sold. I like that too. Feels like with inflation, nothing costs less than $1. We can almost eliminate change soon. Expect for meters and laundromats. That's kind of triggering for me, and I'll tell you why. I'm a part of what's called the underground economy. It is no secret. I have a license. I do contracting work. I have a great job. But if someone pays me to put up a fence, IRS, if you're watching, you couldn't find it anyways. I'm not necessarily going to report it, So sometimes I get paid in cash on certain jobs. And, if I don't put it all in the bank, I'm walking around spending that cash. I have gobs of change. I have I'm going to pull out my poor box. Oh, the poor box. This is only like a week, too. I'm not kidding you. I collect all of my change. This adds up. This is my poor box. Literally a poor box. So the second they get rid of change, I'm going to cry. That fabric cutter is everything. Dollar Tree is getting pretty good craft selection. They are, Dixie. I was shocked at the one by my house. I was like, okay, I can do this. When I saw the craft selection, I was like, I can do this. People still using cash. I live off of cash. My new aspiration is to get so many people here that you never get a chance to sew because of the slow, fast. Either way, it's a good time. You only have to repeat if they do, technically. I don't remember the last time I had cash. That's crazy. It's still a good time. Sewing, hanging out. Whoa! Oh, that was my son. My son's trying to hook into the... Oh, yeah. Boy! Why are you messing with my Roku TV? Oh, Sabathon made me jump. No, I don't want to use AirPlay. Get out of here. How do I leave this? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna need my inhaler. That made me jump. Oh, my son is hilarious. Oof. They got rid of pennies in Canada, Ollie. Are you kidding me? So are you telling me that my Canadian penny collection is worth something? Oh, that's funny. Why you got Mother Teresa on there? My mother still goes to church every Sunday and she gets the mailers. She gets the mailers and that box is from yikes 10 or 15 years ago. So I put that on there 10 or 15 years ago. Poor by choice. Rashawn, that's why I'm gonna sit down. Ah, beautiful. It isn't just you, people. My son, I'm telling you, that made me jump. Sabathon, you planning a crusade? So my son, I love my son, and I'm a parent, And he told me when he was little, he's like, I like this band. I said, okay. They came to LA. They're actually they're from, they're somewhere, they're extremely European. They're somewhere in Europe. Don't quote me on that. Long story short, I took my son to go see Sabathon. I'm not kidding you. They came out with tanks on stage at the then Staples Center, and I'm wearing my Slayer stuff because I'm old. I go to shows but this was a new age show. People were polite. Everybody was like, "Oh, excuse me." It was the weirdest. It was weird to me being an adult going to a metal show, but they came out with tanks, and I was like, "Okay." And my son had the time of his life. That's his band now. They haven't used pennies in a while. That's so sad. I'm a collector of anything, but I have a huge collection of what's it called? Of Canadian money. They're extremely European. So long story short, we went to and I'm going to tell you the only other person I've ever seen bring takes out on anything was Master P in the Make 'Em Say video. But Sabathon came out with tanks and it was intense. It was intense for someone who goes to metal shows. I think it's because I hadn't been to a show in a long time. So there you go. My son's hacking in. Sabathon's got me activated. Oh. Perfect. Perfect. All right. We just have to match the top. Then I have to figure out which part is the top and which part is the bottom. Name sounds like they love to pillage and plunder. Sabathon, they have an extensive catalog. At first, their old stuff got me. I liked a lot of their old stuff. Their new stuff makes me feel like an old man judging people, so I try not to say anything. But I remember, my pops used to hate on the music I listened to. And I still remind my mom about how there was this one Warren G song in my house. My parents did not like the N-word. And there's this one Warren G song where they're saying in every other sentence. I'll never forget. My mom walked in and she was like, "What is this song?" She snapped a Warren G tape. I still bring it up to her all the time. I asked my mom, "How angry are you? Are you snapping a Warren G tape angry?" Oh, I'm still not over it after all these years. I think they're Polish. They sing about medieval battles and stuff. They do. And they sing a ton about World War II. They sing a ton. And they actually a lot about World War I, too. There's one particular song where I learned about it, Sabathon actually taught me a lot about really weird, obscure World War II stories. So I don't have a problem with Sabathon at all. And it reminds me, pre-panty, of I would drive my son to school and we'd be bumping Sabbath on. It's for me, it's nothing but good memories with my son. So I'm not mad at it. And I didn't want to be like my pops. My pops, I love my dad, but he was a hater towards music. If it wasn't like Wilson Pickett or Johnny Cash, he was a hater. You should have let her listen to Too Short. No, you know what? My oh no, I get what you're saying. Man, my mom did not play. She still does it. But it's old school. Like I had very old school parents, like very old school parents, and I'm sure a lot of people did too. And we constantly talk about how society has changed and things like that, but it's us, the people who were raised by extremely strict parents, who turned around and didn't do it. So I try not to go in too hard on the younger generation, because they learned all this madness from us. Okay. Let me clean up a little bit. Should we have snapped her? Oh, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, my mom was no joke. She was no joke. But I think it was that whole generation, though. They really did not play. That really hit me hard June 6th with the D-Day thing. Average age is now 100. Do you know what's really funny, Ollie? I was thinking about you the other day because I grew up in a World War II family. And, like, my grandmother was, like, one of the last, I think. And she died 2 months before her 100th birthday. My parents are very old. Mine were my pops was 42 years older than me. I remember World War I guys, lots of them. Sabathon, it gets you, man. It like there is this and people, like, they have mega fans and they make videos. There's this one video and they played a Band of Brothers. If I'm having a bad day and I feel like crying, I'll put that on. But it grips you, and if you don't cry, there is something wrong with you. Being white in the 90s was easy because rock in the 90s was just rock from the 60s with new people. Oh, Craig. It's like that now, though. If you think about it, like pop music and all that stuff, it's recycled. And I grew up listening to like James Brown, again, Wilson Pickett, all the old school stuff. All the 90s guys refreshed that. And now the 2000s, like hip hop people, they're recycling songs from the 90s. Every time I hear a beat, I'm like, oh, this is that song. And it's not. It's just someone recycling a song. I made my mom love hip hop. She didn't care for it at first. My mom, because she was so much older than me, she was like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like my parents were old, and they were like, they were part of that whole 60s, 70s empowerment generation. So there were just certain things you did not do or say. Even still to this day. I have that conversation with my mother of how things have changed. I lived through the sampling stage of the music industry. I think what it is too, I try not to hate too much, again, because I'll hear something and I'm like, oh, these kids are copying, but we did that too. I'm surprised my cameras have held up this long. It is hot. All right, so I'm going to start pinning, and we'll get these hammer pants going. Let me check my notes. All right, let me check the chat. So to completely switch, I have a question for anyone out there. Do you have an Amazon addiction? Do you deal with Amazon? I need to stop dealing with Amazon. My problem is is I like small stuff like patches, certain things that I can't necessarily go to Walmart or there was a punk shop, an actual real punk, like actual real 1970s dudes owned a store, but they were real 1970 dudes, so eventually the store went under, you know. Lord be some See, Mona, thank you, Mona. Thank you. I am addicted to Amazon and like I have this love hate with Amazon. I hate them, but they're too convenient. They've turned into the new Walmart for me. One of the reasons I go to Walmart is because I could walk there. I could literally walk to the Walmart, and Amazon is too convenient in little things like for sewing machine parts. I don't have to leave my house. What kind of? I feel like I live in the future, but also I feel like I'm in a web, on a spider's web. I used to be addicted. I'm under control now. Amazon is the I no longer have unopened packages around. Okay. I got on my son about that the other day. I said, look, bro, like this looks bad. If you get something, open it. I'm eager. For me, it's like Christmas. And you know what the funny thing is? Growing up, I had great Christmases. My parents were amazing. And I'm not even making up for anything. It's just my addictive personality. I don't have an addiction because I hate shopping, but I live 15 minutes from civilization, so it happens. I wondered about that. Like, see, Amazon is perfect for someone like Greg, you know? Oh, Mona, thank you. It bothers me, man. I have an Amazon addiction. I close my Amazon cart, then throw most ish in there. And people have told me like all different types of formulas and stuff. For me, it's also boredom. When I quit smoking cigarettes 8 or 9 years ago, and it dawned on me that one of the reasons I was always smoking is because I was bored, and it became something that filled the air. So I would just smoke a cigarette because I had nothing else better to do. I'm not kidding you. I feel like Amazon has replaced that habit. You probably get the same dopamine response from Amazon that you get from a cigarette. Amazon is like the sexy she-devil selling you crack cocaine for free. I made a trip to town. I make a thing of it living in the wilds of Canada. You have to. I learned that from living in Oregon. Like when you go to town, you get provisions. Modern day convenience has turned me into I am a modern human. When the mail lady stopped making comments, I knew it wasn't. She started making comments, I knew it was an issue. The mail people are nice to me. I think because they're like, oh, this guy has a problem. Oh, this guy has a problem. I knew it was hardcore today because the Amazon truck pulled up in front of my house, and I'm like, I checked my Amazon. I was like, oh, I'm not getting anything today. The guy was, because I have security cameras. It's no mystery. But the guy was shocked that you could see him in the truck. He was like, oh, and he pulled up. He's so used to just pulling in front of my house and getting packages out. That's how crazy I am. I have a wish list with like 15 things on it. I haven't bought anything on it in like 3 years. I need to do that. I'm going to put something crazy on there, like a Cessna plane or something. My cat even perches by the window at the front door when her scheduled treats are delivered. Your cat and I have something in common. I'm out the window like, it said it was in Burbank. It's not here yet. And I don't live in Burbank. It's just a couple towns away. My friend had $800 of stuff in her cart. Blew my mind considering they have a save for later. Woof. That's my problem. I'm a man shopper. So I go on there saying, okay, I want this and this. And then I'll buy it. I'm like, oh, this is $5. Oh, this is $6. But when you do that every other day, or it adds up. When I saw you can buy a coffin, I knew I knew we was doomed. I kind of want to get one, but then I'll never get a girlfriend again. I kind of want to get one, because they're beautiful works of art, and I could totally plush it out. But could you imagine walking in someone's room and there's a no, I would never get a date again a day in my life. I want to get a coffin so bad, but then that is just, you're going to be single for the rest of your life. Even from an engineering and sewing standpoint, they are amazing. See, Dixie, no. Dixie's like, nope. I think it's because I come from an older family. I've been to a lot of funerals. I'm the guy they send to the home. And so I'm in the funeral home and I'm like, man, that coffin is expensive, but like sleep in it like Eddie Munster. Exactly. I loved that show. Oh, I loved that show when I was a kid. Coffin fabric storage. True. And Mona brings up a really good point, because I would sleep in it for like 2 months, get bored of it, and then it would just become another clothes hanger. My son is getting all fit. He's all buff, and I had a pull-up bar, and he discovered that was his father's clothing rack. So I went and bought him another one. I was like, oh no, we are not sharing this pull-up bar. Because I wear a lot of black clothes, so I hang dry my clothes. So instead of working out, I'm hanging clothes. Certain white girls are into it. Ghana has phenomenal custom caskets. Ty, I get lost watching videos about Ghana. I had a roommate when I lived in Portland who was from Ghana. I know at least 15 people that have moved to Ghana. I get lost watching videos about that. You better cover it like a soft bit, like a seat bench. Neither here nor there. What a great idea. That is a great idea, because everything does turn into nobody would open it. You know what? I'm sitting in a room with mannequins. Mannequins are a true test of who watched scary movies as a kid or not. Or just like, oh, my ex-wife has a 4, almost 5-year-old son. I love that boy. Every time he walks in here, he's like, you still have your plastic people? Because I told him they're just plastic people. Because he'd walk in here, he was so scared of them. I was like, look, they're not real. A pet snake is still trying to repel him, but I knew a dude who pulled a coffin behind his motorcycle, and then he got some questionable strange, but still, that is funny. I have a rig. I could pull a coffin behind a motorcycle. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. You can dress your mannequin inside the... Do you know what's really funny? I know this is going to shock nobody, but at my job, I work with special needs adults, and every year we put on a fun house. Well, we put on like a spooky house. I made a coffin with a half torso in it, and it's a mannequin that rises. I know that's shocking to no one, so I could do that again. I've been there 3 times and stayed in a few places. Beautiful place. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Casket clean and sharp. Hey, Skids, how's it going? Great to see you. Rah, sewing machine. Hello. Great to see you, Skids. I move mine around different windows. I have skeletons here too. That just reminded me. Oh, I have one that my son named when he was younger. It says pose and play on the box. So my son named him Posy, and I still call him Posy. My mom had a skeleton sitting at her bar on a stool. I love that. I love that. How's it going? It's great to see you, kids. Good times. If it's something to freak people out, I've tried it or done it. But at my job, well, it's a part of the whole area. Like all these ranches come together, and there's this one ranch. They like have scarecrow contest, all this really cool stuff. So every year at my job, we're building stuff. So everybody knows my freaky plan to buy a coffin and to never date again in my life. I've actually wanted one for a while. I've wanted a coffin more than my crazy idea of jumping out of a plane. I've said this 100 times. There's a place in Tijuana. I call them every year, and the guy is like, "Hey, if you want to make your own parachute, go ahead." Oh, so that's a little bit better than my parachute idea. Both scare people. I know a guy who had an Elvira cut out of his semi truck. She had those boobs out. Ugh. I deal with truck drivers. I see stuff like that all day long. All day long. All right, let me salvage these pants. And for anyone keeping track, we're in the hammer pants era. Let me switch my angle and grab my my phone so I can get this done more efficient. I can send some Midwest emo girls your way, no returns. we have our fill of emo people here in Southern. Are you kidding me? Most people out here are emo. They just don't dress like it, but they are emotionally disturbed. Waternay went and got a life. That's okay. She's still loved here in the House of Sewing, but she went and got a life. Oh. Let me see. There was something else. Oh, I have a question. Is it wrong? Is it wrong to be a walking billboard? I heard someone today. I watch a lot of fashion stuff, and it's a lot of bougie people judging people. But is it wrong to be a walking billboard? Because I'm going to tell you, in a lot of ways, I am. When it's winter and I'm wearing all my patches, there's all kinds of stuff written on my even on my tame vest that I wear while streaming, there's all kinds of stuff on there. I heard someone say today, I'm not a walking billboard, and blah, blah, blah. And I know style is different and everybody has a different style, but is it wrong to dress like a walking, talking billboard? Where is that line? I got tattoos, so I can't. Okay, see, that's my point. That is definitely one of my points as well, because I was like, wait a minute, what about people with tattoos? No, thank you. And they were going on about somebody who was actually wearing something high fashion, but they had all kinds of it just had messages on it. And this person is a professional as well. These people get paid millions of dollars to talk about fashion. Millions of dollars. Rich people pay 100. They do for jeans with mud stains on them. They can't judge anyone. As long as you can choose it for yourself and you aren't completely influenced externally. Okay, I like that. That is 100% NASCAR. Heat to foot ads on the fireproof suit. It's true. That is true. NASCAR, we're the original. Because I have a black velvet jersey. I just like it because it says black on the shoulders. Even though I did go to a few NASCAR races as a kid, sports apparel. Well, I'm just saying in general, this person wore something to the Met Gala years ago that had messages all over it. And these were all professionals. All of these people have been on Broadway. They've been all over. And so I just thought it was strange that they were clowning this person. I just thought it was the strangest thing they were going off, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's fashion too. I'll draw a picture of a dick on my chest if someone pays me to do it. Well, we're Americans, so that's just the capitalist way. that is the capitalist way, unfortunately. Okay, so I cut these huge, so I'm gonna have to really pay attention. All right, so the pants are extra small. These are gonna be definitely a cross between hammer pants and harem pants. Let me grab my phone, and where is my pin cushion for the 15th time? Do you know what's funny? I always go looking for my pin cushion, and then it's under my seat. I just think I don't know. Even though I have a crazy style, I think fashion is up to that person. Okay, these are the bottom of the pants. My brain was like, okay, you have to think about this. So fashion is up to that person. Do you know people in Turkey dress different than people that live in London, and people in London dress different than people that live in Spain? It's all about where you're from. I don't care. I would wear an Adidas suit with Nikes and wouldn't care what anyone says because I'm pretty good at playing the dozens. Same. I've always been mismatchy though. I've always been like that. When I was a kid, I had a vintage Puma suit, and I would wear Nikes. I had this thing for skater shoes, this brand called S Etnies. I didn't care. I think also it's what you're going for though, because there are many people that really care what other people think. Okay, so that's going to be pants up until this point. So I have to put a pin here because I'm going to sew up to this point. Then the rest are going to be ridiculous hammer pants. Perfect. Especially like I've been to Montana. I've spent time in Montana. I have a family member that lives up there. Long story short, man, they dress way different in Montana than they do in Los Angeles. In Montana, like it's and I'm not dogging anybody. That's how they live. That's their life. I'm not from there. I'm not going to say a word, but it's just different. Way different. Perfect. Oh, these are going to be humongous. These are truly going to be parachute pants. So I'm really going to have to remember to turn off that camera so we don't get a repeat. Oh. Is it just me, but I have issues when people buy expensive clothes for infants and toddlers? Thank you, Dose. That is such a good point. My ex-wife and I used to clash on this. No, not just her, but like even my mother bought all this like Gucci stuff for my kid and Versace. I still have it. I still have the Versace stuff that my mom bought for my kid, and I'm like, he doesn't know that this is stylish. I agree with you. I think it's weird, but it's the society that we live in because they're not doing that for the kid. They're doing it so other people are like, oh, is that kid wearing a Versace shirt? Or my pops heard that Paul Frank was popular, so he went out and bought all this bougie stuff for my kid, and I was like, no one cares about this brand. I agree with you though. I definitely agree with you on that. But as a society, we promote that. I always say like when people talk trash about the younger generations and stuff, they learn from us. So, and trust me, I am the first one to say, get off my lawn. I don't understand you. But like, I also have that same empathy of like, these kids learned from us, If you're not, clothing in the flyovers are eternally based on function. If you're not taking pictures, I don't see the worth. My kids wanted the light up Barney shoes instead of Jordans. And that's another thing. My son was raised around my thrifty tale. So his whole life, he grew up going to the Goodwill, the 99. I'm not kidding you. When the 99 closed, I looked at my son and I was like, uh-oh, he's going to get emotional because he was going there his whole life. Could you imagine as a child, you walk into a store and your father's like, you can get anything you want, kid. I remember the look on my son's face when he was like, really? I was like, bro, in the 99-cent store, you can get anything you want. So it's all about how you raise your child too. So if you raise your kid to be all on high-end stuff, they're going to be obsessed with it. I never thought about that. I do pride myself because my son isn't bougie like that. So it's all about how you raise your kid. I'm not a designer kind of person though. I'm not. And I grew up with like civil rights era parents. So my parents were weirdly against Nike more or less just because of what happened to the culture in front of their eyes. So I really didn't. I can't believe I'm admitting this. I didn't get a pair of Nike. Well, no, I bought the first patent, those Jordans that look like spats. I bought those. I went and got a job and I bought those. But after that, I didn't buy another pair of Nikes until I was like 30 years old. My peers would look at me like I was doing my kids bad because I wasn't dressing them like Kardashians. No, I live in a really pretentious place and people don't even do that here. Like some people do, but like a lot of people don't. I think sometimes the worst thing that we do to each other is trying to keep up with the Joneses. Because the Joneses are broke too. Excuse me. Especially nowadays. You know what's funny, Dose? You definitely trigger something with me. I'm big on that. It's all about how you raise your kid. My kid, he's excited. He treats Walmart or thrift store jeans the same way he would treat a pair of $60 jeans. So I haven't, I feel like I did something right. Perfect. I'm going to put a few pins in here so I don't run this over with the sewing machine. But a lot of the time, it's all like I constantly talk about environment, but really it is environment. So if you raise your kid with the environment that they're entitled to everything, they're going to act like that. Do you know how much pride I get when my son says please and thank you? I'm still like telling him like say please, say thank you, but like he sees me doing it in public, so he goes out in public and does that. Because I'm big on oh thank you. And plus I've worked every crummy job on earth and I know what it is to be around unappreciative people. Okay. That's the back of the pants. Perfect. And that's the front. Perfect. But is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm one of those people where I go the opposite of society. I think it's weird when people conform just because they have to. I don't know. It's one of those weird things though. Like there's certain things with my son that like we can afford to do. And I'll ask him like, hey, do you want these or this? And he's like, nah, man, I don't care. I think we put too much pressure on ourselves to keep up with society and other people. I think in society we care too much what other people think. That's why I wear hammer pants. Man, I'm in my front yard like a goof, living my life, enjoying myself, because life is too short to be worried about other people. Because no matter what you do, they're gonna judge you. I have hardcore views on that because I felt very judged. And one day I just came to the conclusion, like, no matter what, people are just gonna they're gonna look at you crazy, no matter what you do. Ouch, I think I'm ready to sew. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I dress I dress like a weird combination of Fred Sanford, Val Kilmer now. If anyone sees what Val Kilmer dressed like, I was like, I dress like Val Kilmer. And Willie Nelson. I have a crazy style. I have I think it's all up to you. If it's what you like and what you like to wear, like, nobody should say anything to you about it. Well, there are limits. Legal ones. But I'm just saying, I think that's one of the biggest problems in fashion is that we're constantly trying, like, oh, you should conform to this style or that style. And it's no. I had the fortunate happenstance of living in Mexico twice. They have a whole different style, a whole different way of life. In Mexico City, there's like goths, there's punkers, there's skaters, and they're all different like tribes, and they dress like that. And that is literally like their way of life. They would laugh at us the way that we dress in America, but it all depends on where you're from. And I have to find the This is so sad. I have a Sega Genesis controller wrapped up with a sewing machine core. Priorities. But it bothers me how much we conform with other people. Like, even with my son, like, he has a certain style, and I'm like, hey, it's not hurting anybody. He dresses like me. Spoiler. He dresses like he wears a lot of black and white, but he's just copying what he sees, Absolutely. We've come a long way from leaf under the burlap britches. We have come an extremely long way. Do you know my grandmother grew up? She was born in 1919. She was Depression era. She used to always line the kids up and be like, "You guys have no idea how easy you have it." Underwear is stupid. They don't trap dirt. When I was young, I wouldn't be caught dead in sweats in a tee. Now I sport my tees. Absolutely. I actually used to dress very formal. I don't know if you've ever heard of a store called Structure. I used to wear fancy polo shirts with these extremely overpriced khakis. This was 25 years ago. God, no, 27, 28 years ago. But like, if you told me then that I would be dressing like a retired biker now, I would have laughed at you. And look at me now. Styles change. And that's why I always tell people, like, give yourself time, because you feel one way about something, you won't feel that way 10, 15 years from now. I will walk into your wedding with socks and sandals and a fanny pack and feel no way about it. You would have loved. Do you know what's really funny? I grew up in this really weird, tight-knit Catholic church. One of the reasons I really don't talk about it too much is because they were just good people. There was nothing crazy that happened there. But where the church I grew up in, it was the strangest thing. It was informal. People would come wearing board shorts, t-shirts. It's the only place I've ever been where people, like, it's definitely a Southern California church. I ask my mom all the time, because she still goes 100 years later, do they still dress like that? And she's like, yes, they're sloths. But it's all about your area and where you're from. All right, I just need to cut a quick test piece for my sewing machine. My serger, for anyone keeping score, the serger is still winning. I've officially just laid down in the fetal position, and my serger is pummeling me. Dude, we've thrown in the towel. Perfect. I love that, Mona. It's all about just being comfortable in the clothes that you wear. I'm on the phone and watching time. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Perfect. It's a trip watching Night Court. It's weird seeing everybody young. It's weird. And it's even more weird to me because I remember watching this when it aired. So when I'm watching this, I'm like, I don't feel old. I'm having that moment of like, And I always say it's not an oldie if you remember it, as Airwolf has a timer behind me. All right. Let me check my notes. I work a really weird job. And there is somebody who has worked there longer than I have, and he is like my number one at the job. And this morning they were training new people, and I heard him say out loud, hold on. Before I started sewing, I wrote it down because I was like, oh, that's gold. Keep in mind, this man is over 60 years old and he is a human legend. I heard this at 4:45 this morning. And he was saying this to a bunch of 25-year-olds who are new to the job. Anything that doesn't bend when you smack it is a hammer. And this was at a safety meeting, and I'm walking by with my coffee, and I'm like, that's legit. That's legit. Anything that you hit, and anything that is hard enough and you hit and it hits a nail, that's a hammer. Legend. At a safety meeting at 4:40 in the morning, and all the youngsters were pretending like they cared because they're all like nodding their head and paying attention. They'll be showing up late and giving me excuses a month from now. I laughed when I heard that this morning, Mona. I was like, oh, that is so legit. Because the kids ask questions, and then you're like, dude, this is a safety meeting. Why are you talking? Absolutely. Everything is a hammer or a chisel or a lever. Absolutely. Oh, it is job security. Beautiful. Okay. I know I had to make sure that I know which direction I'm going. Perfect. Where is my scissors? My mom asked, who is that? Oh man, it is so funny. I still laugh how I had to explain what I do to my mom. And cause it's no secret, I come from a long line of senior citizens. And my mom was like, you do that on the internet and people watch you? Like, it was so weird to her. But now she's subscribed. So when you're watching this tomorrow, hi, Mom. Bagpipes in a closet can be hammers sometimes, even if sometimes I have seen this personally. For anyone wondering, I own bagpipes, and Ollie is talking about how I was cleaning out the closet one time, and live on YouTube, I conked myself with bagpipes. Who knew that the pipes and bagpipes were so heavy? It left the clink and everything. It conked me. It conked me good. Speaking of which, today, Alibaba totally reminded me. I've watched a dude I work with hold a circular saw upside down and use it as a table saw. OSHA don't know about. Do you see my eyes? Did you see my eyes when I was reading that, Greg? I was like, you did what? Morgan Freeman had those pants in Shawshank. Do you know what? So I love that movie. That is still a good movie. I did get I did. I got clobbered. You know, it even left a dent in my head. So yay, high hands. Squish it. So today I dropped off my son at his MMA class, and we're talking or whatever. We're chopping it up. I'm giving him life advice because that's what I do. And I'm walking him to his class, and I go back to my car. I lean in to get in my car. I headbutted my car. I headbutted my car. I'm sitting in my car. I'm like, oh, I feel like such an idiot. And it hurt too. I don't know if it was the embarrassment hurt more or what, but I'm head first. I got a giant head. I leaned in and I headbutted the bar of my car. It was awful. My first day on the job, I was fishing 220 line to a box, and they didn't tell me it was. Again, Greg, you're making my heart drop. Oh, we have rules. We have rules. It hurt. It hurt. It hurt. It did. You know why though? I'm used to giant trucks. I have 2 trucks, and then I have my soccer mom car, which is my Ford Flex. The Ford Flex, first off, at my height, the door, it comes right up to my temple. It has a weird hook on the end of the door. I've closed the door on my head at least 2 or 3 times. You tried a cranial smack? I did. Just a little off the top. It hurt. It did. It hurt so bad. I forgot. My brain suppressed that out. I forgot about that. But the bagpipe story totally brought that back. I'm born goofy, though. I'm telling you, like, I'm born goofy. It's no secret. I'm left-handed in a right-handed world. You gotta rub that shine off your head to keep doing it. You know, I don't even have all my lights on because I'm trying not to overheat. Lately, my equipment's been overheating. It's because I have an unreal amount of lights in here. And so I'm not as shiny as I normally am because I don't have all my lights on. That, and I'm just giving stacks to the electric company. I'm single-handedly paying for stadiums. Oh, these are going to be humongous. Oh. Okay, I'm like sitting here laughing like a Bond villain because these pants are going to be huge. I need to do some more penning so I don't mess up. Usher would probably die if they saw us, but we have never had an injury. We've had to make machines safe to use. That means we have to use them unsafe. You know what? I have, if you watch any of my regular videos and you see a tractor, that's my tractor. I got that from my father. That is a 1979 Ford tractor. It's basically illegal to use. No one at my job, except for anyone with a contractor's license, is allowed to even sit in the thing. So every time Cal State OSHA comes up, they're like, what do you do with that? And I show them my YouTube channel. I'm like, I sit on it. And I show it. And Cal State OSHA, if you're watching, that's all I do with it. Have a great night, Mona. Thank you so much for stopping by. And I want to thank everybody who's here from Critically Drinking. You guys are awesome. I know I'm left-handed and a right-handed world would throw me off. When I was younger, they corrected me being left-handed, but I use my left hand for everything. Left-handed is 1,000 times more likely to injure themselves with power tools. I grew up in a construction world, so I'm kind of like, I grew up around power tools. I have a fear of bandsaws, power, like I have a healthy fear, so you won't catch me doing anything too crazy. Thank you so much for stopping by, Mona. But yeah, even my my tractor, that is my new, I sit on there for my YouTube channel. Oh, now I just have my so-called life is sponsored by stuck in my head. I love that stupid tractor. Greg, what you had to bring up me and my 1979 tractor? I love that thing. That is the most country thing about me. If someone was like, it's me or the tractor, I would be like, it's the tractor I'm choosing. Oh, plus, you can feed people with a tractor. Oh. But old tractors have the fun hydraulics. You can attach anything to them. This is so true. I have all kinds of attachments, but I also have a 2018 or something Kubota, and I'm not kidding you. When you sit in it, it tells you how much you weigh, and if you hit a button, it'll say it in Japanese. So modern day tractors are crazy. They're and that's old by today's standards, you know, because Kubuta's always sending me letters. They're like, don't you think it's time for a new one? All right, let's finish these pants. Man, we're only an hour or something in. But I said I would not go full Elvis this evening, but we'll see what happens. Oh. These are going to be extra baggy in the middle. So I know Alibaba knows, but what is the real difference between hammer pants, harem pants, and parachute pants? Like, what's the difference? What you're calling them? Who's wearing them? Because I know harem pants are much baggier down the middle. Hammer pants are just flared and extra. Parachute pants I always confuse because they called hammer pants parachute pants. So it's definitely one of those things. Oh, beautiful. I'm laughing because I went all the way to Nevada. I bought 3 machines. I came home and I purchased this machine for $13 and I'm using it for everything. So I'm kind of laughing at myself because this $13 sewing machine is exactly what I wanted. I need a giant arm that I can maneuver around on. The band Parachute Club wore parachute pants. I read the story about that guy who made his own leather parachute, like in Paris, and tried to jump off the Eiffel Tower. Spoiler: he didn't make it. Don't do it. Okay, so I went crazy with the seam allowance, so we'll see if my foot can get through these. Don't forget matching poly jacket, same color. There's a motion. Oh, there's a motion picture of that jump. You know, I am the king of Google foo. I will Google and I get lost in Google rabbit holes where I'm sitting here reading articles 3 hours later and I'm like, I just wanted to know if he made it or not. But that one stuck with me because I legitimately started looking up how to make your own parachutes and stuff. And then that story popped up. They were like, oh, you're curious? Dummy. Here's this story. Read this story before you make your own parachute. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Gravity is undefeated. Do you know what's funny? I say that. I say that all the time for all kinds of things. Like, blah, blah, blah is undefeated because it's true. You go against physics, you're probably going to lose. Oh, hold my beer is real. But like I said, I've been bungee jumping. I've done all these crazy things. It comes down to people being inexperienced and not knowing what they're doing. I'm not trying to put anybody on blast, but Skids Crasher, who was here earlier, jumped out of a plane thousands of times. So that would be, well, I'm sure not now, but that would be normal to someone like Skids. To me, I would be like, whoa, the entire time. Oh. Well, how do you feel about recently how do you feel about people that are trying to go back to the Titanic? I can't remember the name, but there's another billionaire who's funding another submarine. Supposedly this submarine's supposed to be well equipped and yada yada yada. But how do you feel about people like that? Never forget the Do you know what's so funny? I won't. It was so sad. I watched this documentary. Never forget the dude who built his own rocket to prove the Earth was flat. He was a dumb poor guy. Poor guy. I don't know who needs to hear this. As someone who grew up a child of NASA, the Earth is not flat. If you can look up in the sky and see everything else is round, deduce. Sherlock Holmes was the best for that. Deduce. I think it really comes down to do you trust the items you are using? That is true. Laugh out loud. Be peeing the whole way down. I think about that all the time, Dose. Because eventually I am going to jump out of a plane, but I was like, well, with my cardiovascular system, I'm scared of having a heart attack. Because I am the real life Fred Sanford. I'm coming, Elizabeth. I'm coming. That's my first thought, but I would think about that all the time, Dose. Like, how many people have jumped and just completely depouched? There are several groups that go to the Titanic. That is true. That is true. No more Logitech controller. Let me tell you, if I got into anything and there was a Logitech controller, you couldn't keep me away from that hatch. You wouldn't even be able to submerge. I'd be like, excuse me. Excuse me, I'm getting out of here. When I lived in Saskatchewan, there was a tower that you could climb, and you can climb, and the prairie is so flat you can see the curve of the earth. Thank you. To all my beach people, go to the beach and tell me the earth is flat. Come on. From the tower. That is so beautiful. I love stuff like that. When I lived in Oregon, I was hooked up with some real nature hippie kind of people, and we went to amazing hikes, and I loved coming upon fire towers where you could literally go up on the fire tower. There's books in there and stuff. You could sleep in there, but they have fire spotters, you know. At least they were built like in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, you know. But it's just, I miss those scenes. They have submarines that can withstand twice the Titanic depths. It's all just math. The Ocean Gate people didn't bother with the math. So true, Greg. No, it's true. It's true. Man, that's why you got to be careful. Not everybody is an expert. And I'm sure he told everybody, I'm an expert. I know what I'm doing. Yada, yada. When someone comes with the yada, yada, you know you're going to implode on the bottom of the ocean. Oh, that is. Oh, these are going to be true hammer pants. All right, let me clean up a little bit, get this 6-foot table out of here. Oh, oh, these are going to be spectacular. Now I'm just going to have to get a ladder to put them on. All right, let me clean up a little bit. You see, I can do it without a serger. Where's my serger? I need to yell at my serger real quick. We used to make out in the fire towers. I miss all the hippie stuff I used to do in Oregon. I would watch big ships go in and out of the sea and into the setting sun, could watch them go over the horizon. Same. I used to love doing that in San Francisco Harbor back when I thought I was a professional surfer. And then I went up north and realized that in Southern California, we have waves. But, and this is surfer math. If a wave is, I think it's 8 feet. So if a wave is well, no, we'll just say 10 feet. So if a wave is 5 feet in front, it's a 10-foot drop. Those were probably the biggest waves I've ever come across. When I went up north, they were 25 feet in front and 50-foot drops. I remember the first time I hit a 50-foot drop, I was like, I'm going to die. Oh, good times. We're all just here to see you hand doing again. I'm finished my pants, but I just remembered that camera is still there. We are not going to repeat what I did last time. I just remembered I am not going to show my nalgas on YouTube. All right, so let me clean up a little bit. Oh, what did I knock over? It sounded important, but it probably wasn't. Oh, I'm just remembering I went to the store. So I got all the good stuff in my fridge. All right. This is going to add to my giant scrap pile. I feel bad for the kid whose father made him go down in the sub. I know he really didn't want to do that. Same. You see, my pops would have been like, oh no, I'm not going to spend that much money on you. Oh, could you imagine? And right before, he probably looked at his dad too, like, hey man, you brought me down here. It's probably for the best to end that line. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? I don't know if you remember, but I worked at a Baskin Robbins when I was in my 20s, and I only eat chocolate and vanilla now. I've had everything you could possibly think of. And I got hooked on this stuff. Hold on, let me make sure before I don't want to repeat mistakes. Okay, I know you can't see what I'm doing now because y'all would have clicked off. I'm kidding. As usual, if you hear ripping, screaming, or crying, that is just normal to sewing and trying on clothes. uh, man, fool me once. I'm gonna say buttered pecan because it's the whitest answer. No, not really. I knew people of color that were hooked on that stuff. I knew people that were hooked on that stuff. Especially people from the South. You put pecans, or what do people call them? Pecans? In anything. You know what's so funny? I am so insecure about changing. I'm constantly looking at that other camera. I am not going to repeat that mistake. My wife loves buttered pecan. And she's like, thank you, Dose. Thank you. See, Dose and I were saying the same thing at the same time. I didn't want to say it, but my pops was obsessed with that. And he was from Georgia, and he was what I would call like the real old schoolers. Oh. You know, these are, here in the House of Sewing, I am all about having a good time. Oh, these are amazing. All right, let me put my shoes on before I get too ahead of myself. I should move my chair, but my dress form is in the way. Oh, man, I'm gonna have to start stretching before Friday sews when I go crazy showing off the hammer pants I've made this week. Matter of fact, I should stretch right now. I'm learning by culture every day. I judge how white something is by what sells at my Walmart. All right, are you ready for Hammer Points 9.0? Strawberry is my favorite, one of the big three. Pecan is my favorite with the nut, but I love the dramatic combo flavors. Me too. Anything with fudge in it, I'll fight over it. Oh, poor box. I can hear that. Oh, I look like a 90s bodybuilder. Too legit. Oh, you know what? The angle isn't even doing these justice. I look like a Gold's Gym ad with my shirt. I'm the before. I am definitely the before. Up here today, we do plain peanut butter tarts, pecan, walnut, then raisin or a mix. I got this coconut ice cream from the Filipino market. That's awesome. Coconut's bomb. I don't eat ice cream. You look like a genie who robs people instead of getting wishes. Take it. I'll take that all day. I just had peach cobbler. That was 9 out of 10. Oh. Yeah, Pam, I was wondering where you were. Hello. You know what? I'm going to switch my angle and let's look. They don't. I can see from here. I just have too legit to quit stuck in my head. Oh, come on. I look like my name is Turbo. Oh, come on. Oh, these pants are amazing. And I will continue to make these until morale improves. Oh, look. I'm going to do my hero stance. I'm just going to stand like this. Oh. Okay, hold on. Let me catch that. Ah, yay, laugh aloud, Pam. Hi there. Oompa loompa, doompa dee dee. My so-called life made pants for thee. Oompa loompa, doompa dee dee. Oh, could also be called offset chevrons. I like it. I'm a Stargate fan. Bring those chevrons on. You got to give somebody the Debo eye. I met Tiny Luster in real person. He was in love with my sister. He was so thirsty the ocean could not cure that man. Oh, Tiny, and oh, poor guy. He was in love with my sister. Definitely a throwback look. Vanilla Ice Pro Wrestler. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going for Bret Hart's jobber. It looks like you're hanging 20. Hey. It is late night. Hold on. So what time is it? Yep. Yeah, it is late night here in the House of Sewing. This all started because my son was watching Napoleon Dynamite. And there's that one scene with, I can't remember what his name is, but Napoleon goes to the dojo to learn how to fight. And what's his name is wearing America Hammer pants. And I forgot about that. I fell on the floor when I saw that. I forgot about that. I was like, oh, I can make those goofy pants all day long. Get bug. Now I really have Too Legit stuck in my head. Master Ken. Tank top and fanny pack would make a Jim Venice Beach look. That is the hardcore Venice Beach look. It's a really weird off green too. Walmart oopsies is kind of like you get what you got, you know. And I bought a ton of them, so be prepared for a whole outfit. Oh, now I seriously have Too Legit to Quit stuck in my head. Okay. What am I sitting on? Oh, these pants are huge. Definitely. I like the fanny pack look. I wouldn't rock it. If you paid me, but I think it's okay. Absolutely. And some Chuck Taylors. Now, would you wear them out shopping? I would. But see, the thing is, Pam, like I would, but I come from a long line of people with no shame. I wore my kilt. That's why if you go back into, I can't remember what channel it was, my kilt bloopers, I was laughing profusely because I went to my local Safeway. I walked in wearing a kilt, and I'm not kidding you. Everybody was like, people literally stopped what they were doing. So when I came back, I was like, and then I get in my truck, and some guy in the parking lot was like, how are you going to drive your truck in a kilt? I was like, with air. And oh, good times. This is the cocky black bodybuilder outfit. Absolutely it is. It's that one guy where you want to talk trash, but you can't run up because you know he'll bend you in half. You have to fight wearing those because you aren't running anywhere. You better know. These are the pants where you better know how to fight. Hammer pants and wide collar shirt with the same pattern. Okay. I like that. I'm sorry. I am not doing justice by these pants. And you know what, Pam? Well, they're opposite stripes. They're like, and I'm doing a weird move. they're 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 every other stripe. Oh, these are amazing. You want to go lift, brother? Let's go to the gym. Oh, this is what I'm here for. Making goofy clothes. I'm not talking about politicians. The world's on fire, and guess what? I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just gonna sit here and drink my coffee. You need the full-on pirate blouse. That's not a bad idea, Greg. I was thinking about going full Pirates of Penzance. Thank you, Pam. Thank you. You know what's really funny? I wasn't even thinking about lining up my stripes on this one as Alibaba stares. I wasn't even like thinking about lining up my stripes. I'm glad I made these because tonight I had plans on making red sequin hammer pants. We'll see if the coffee kicks in and I don't sleep tonight. I still might make them because it's early. You gotta hypnotize somebody. Creating those stripes. It looks like the kid in the sweatshop was cross-eyed. Oh. Thank you. Thank you, Alibaba. Thank you. You know what? I might go in my hallway and make a hammer short. But let's see if I have a full inhaler. Hold on, let me see if I have a full inhaler. Then I could go make an empty hammer short. Oh, those stripes remind me of when color first came to television. I am addicted to watching those videos. Half of them, I don't even speak the language. I love those videos of when TV switched from black and white to color. There's one where this guy's like running away from the screen because he doesn't want to be in color. I love those. Yes, the stripes shift, kind of cool. Thank you. Thank you. I like that you can tell who critically drinking people are. We are terrible people. No, you're not terrible. No, not at all. You know, I appreciate Rashawn because sometimes I go on critically drinking and say crazy stuff and no one even blinks. Today, I had a full meltdown. I heard "see you next lifetime" and I got transported back to the past. It happens. It's okay. We now know Erykah Badu. I could literally be Superman. And then you just play Next Lifetime and it's like kryptonite. I'm like, oh no. I don't like that song. I do not like that song. I was not emotionally prepared to hear Erykah Badu today. Oh, it got way worse after you left in a racist way. Well, I like it. You guys kept it respectful until I left. Oh, now I have that song stuck in my head. Oh man, I this week I have to get new boots. I have to. The boot saga is just getting old for me. I do. Oh, all right. I completely forgot I've been coming here. Just Dose, you are appreciated. You are appreciated. I mean the song Brown Skin just leads us right in. Well, it was Neo Soul, and Neo, you're pro, whatever your cause is. You just keep the chat lively. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So now that it is finally after hours, so it's a bit of a setup and it's funny, not funny, but today in my son, okay, so I never go inside my son's MMA class. I don't. I love it here, y'all. Y'all gotta kick me out. No, those you are more than welcome here. And this is kind of a funny story. It's nothing to point at anybody. It's just kind of funny. But my son's MMA instructor is intense. He's a little bit shorter than me. He'll fight you. He ain't scared. He's a little dude, but he will get down. He's not scared of anybody. Brown Skin and Soul Sister was a bit exclusionary. You know what's really funny? I never thought about that. But long story short, I never go in the class. I went to Walmart, I came back. He has air conditioning in there. It was a hot day. So I go, I sit down. I mean, I feel attacked and a little bad about my peen. So I go in, I sit down. He's doing his MMA thing and he's a good instructor. The one thing I like is that he demands respect from the kids. I love that. I never go in there because it smells like a sweaty sock. I'm telling you, that is the real reason. It has nothing to do with anything else than that room. It's a gym. It smells like a wet sock. And ever since I quit smoking, I can smell everything. Like I said, I quit smoking cigarettes 8 or 9 years ago. I'm in the room. I'm taking notes. I'm minding my own business. And the coach, he went for a punch and he farted. Do you know, to these kids' credit, not one of them reacted. I'm going to show you the whole. I almost bit in my lip. I'm like, William, be the adult. Don't react. No one reacted. I'm in there shaking. I'm like, don't react. Don't. Because I'm in a room with a bunch of teenagers who didn't react. So I'm like, be the adult. I'm shaking. Like, don't react. Don't react. Ooh, but I did not react. But the man literally let one out. Today was such a strange day. It was such a strange day. But good for those kids. I on the other hand, need therapy after just being in there for one day. I'm going to call this a victory. I am definitely going to call this one a victory. They don't react makes it worse sometimes. You did good. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. It was a socially awkward moment. And the funny thing is, I never go in there. So it figures the one time I go in there, everybody gets comfortable. And for anyone wondering, I will be wearing these in public. So if you see me on People of Walmart, or did this guy, these are amazing. Or did this guy jump out of a time machine from 1992? My son used to watch this show called Uncle Grandpa, and they actually had a time traveler from 1992. And the guy had a flat top and he was wearing hammer pants. Oh, and he had shoulder pads too. Dude probably ripped ass all the time. Well, I think they're all on some sort of like performance enhancing drug, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were. One of the reasons I started this channel is because I got tired of like the never ending political discourse and conversations that I'm willing to have, but they're never going to end. I am here to make hammer pants, make friends, be goofy, and do as much as possible while I'm still alive. So I thank everybody who is here through this roller coaster of a ride. Because I know I'm all over the place, but I'm still fun. This is a victory. I'm definitely going to go out. I'm not going to be like Michael Jordan when he played for the White Sox and keep going. I'll be back at it and laugh at farts. Well, I was trying to be an adult because these kids look at me when I walk in, they're examining my clothes, everything. Like they're like, man, I don't wear too hardcore clothes because I have some hardcore shirts. I have like exclusive biker shirts that you could only get if you're from there. And so I choose not to wear that around the kids. I know they're watching and collect sewing machines. Absolutely. He comes back and won three more rings. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here, Alibaba. I'll be back at it on Wednesday. You know, same bat time, same bat channel. But seriously, I appreciate everybody, and I thank everybody who's still here. Dope. I'll be back on Wednesday. Thank you. But for real, thank you for living through the Hammer Pants era. We made it another evening. I'll be back on Wednesday wearing something even more goofy. Can't trust anyone who doesn't laugh at a fart. My face, I was crying, trying not to laugh. I was like, bite a hole in your lip, bite a hole in your lip. I'll be back at it on Wednesday. And remember, before I give my tagline, remember, anything that doesn't bend when you smack it against something is a hammer. Like I always say, I'll see you on Wednesday. Reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely see you next time. Hey, seriously though, thank you everybody. Thank you, Grave Bryant. Thank you everybody who showed up today. You guys are amazing. Alibaba, Pam, everyone, you are truly appreciated. I'm going to stop talking. See you guys on Wednesday. Bye.